welcome to a new vlog and trip report, and today we are traveling on the South Harz Railway from Nordhausen to Göttingen, and here on the map you can see our route today. Our train today is a Lint 41 in a modernized version, and we will take a closer look at that train in a few minutes. We are starting in Nordhausen. I arrived there coming from Erfurt. The railway line between Erfurt and Nordhausen was already part of a video of mine, and this video I was delayed quite a lot, but today I was absolutely on time, so I had a lot of time for my transfer here in Nordhausen, and we can now take a closer look at the Lint 41. And as you can see, it looks a bit different than the Lints that I've shown to you in recent videos, because this one has been modernized with new seats. And I've only seen those trains from the outside, and then I was always thinking that these are quite nice trains, but to be honest, they are not that much better than other trains. But first, let's listen to the sound of them. So, coming back to the interior, the seats are nice. They are not as upright as other seats Deutsche Bahn is using on their regional trains, so you have a much more comfortable seating position. The seats themselves are quite okay. They're not too soft, but also not uncomfortably hard, so quite good for a regional train. But unfortunately there are no other features, so there are no power sockets available at all seats. There are some seats with power sockets, but unfortunately not all, and also there are no tables available. So interior is good, but not as good as I was hoping it would be, because those seats look quite comfortable when you take a look at them from the exterior of the train. But once you're in the train, you take an actual seat on the train, you see they are good, but not as good as you might think they are. So, but still quite nice interior. We're now following the South Harz Railway, beginning in Nordhausen. In Nordhausen we are mainly going parallel with the narrow gauge railway line going into the Harz mountain range, but at Niedersachswerfen we are leaving that railway line and then continuing south of the Harz. Harz is the highest mountain range in the northern part of Germany, reaching an altitude of more than 1000 meters at the highest peak, and we're not going through these mountains, we're going south of them, and that's why we're on the South Harz Railway. Here we have the city of Elrich, which is also the name of our trains. Some trains in Germany are named after cities. Ours is called Elrich, and this is the city it's been named after. In Elrich there used to be a connection line to the city of Zorge, but it's not in use anymore. Here we can see the oncoming train. Luckily that was not my train, because as you can see, this train clearly needs to be cleaned, and the windows are quite dirty, so that would have not been a good video, but luckily my train was pretty clean and had pretty clean windows. So we're continuing now through the only tunnel of that railway line. It's the Valkenried tunnel, 269 meters long, and then we are reaching the station Valkenried. Here we can see the former station building, quite impressive, but not in use anymore. And then we have the regular station. And on that station there was a narrow gauge railway line to Braunlage, but unfortunately this one is also not existing anymore. Here we can just see the space that it used earlier on. From Valkenried we are continuing on to Bad Sachsa, and this is the most spectacular part of the railway line. Here we can see a ruin in the background, but then we are going past the so-called Sachsensteinwand, which means Saxonian stone wall. And as you can see, this is like a cliff. Here in the background you can see it a bit. On the other side of the train it's a bit more spectacular, as it's a quite long cliff, but very nice scenic landscape. I would still recommend to sit on the right side, as you always have the Harz in the background, but also on the left side you have a lot of nice things to see. So in general, quite a beautiful landscape, always at the border of the mountains, so quite beautiful scenic railway line that we are on right now. The next former connection was yet another railway line coming from Nordhausen, just using different Here we are going through Bad Lauterberg-Barbis before reaching the former station of Scharzfeld, where there was a connection on to St. Andreasberg. Both the station and the connection are not in use anymore, so that our next station is Herzberg am Harz, which is the most important stop on our ride today, until Nordheim at least, because here we have a existing connection on to Seesen, which is the Westharz-Strecke or the West Harz Railway. And we will also see that railway in the future. There are some other connections onto Siebertal and Bleicherode, but those are not in use anymore. So the only connection still existing is the one to Seesen, the West Harz Railway. And that will be the topic of an upcoming video. Here we are reaching Herzberg, the most important stop of that railway line, with connections to the West Harz Railway, and the trains on that line are going all the way to Braunschweig. But we are continuing on our line, now leaving the Harz, heading on to the west and to Nordheim. We have 3 more stops in between, in Hattorf, Wulften and Katlenburg, and in Wulften there used to be a connection from Leinefelde, but also not in use anymore. So our next important stop is Nordheim, where we have furthermore connections. We are also crossing 2 rivers. Rivers are called Sieber and Ruhme. From Nordheim on to Göttingen, we're using a regular railway line, the one coming from Hanover going on to Kassel. So a railway line that we have seen multiple times already. So I could have also changed the Nordheim, but in this case I would have to wait quite a while in Nordheim, and in the end I would end up in the same train that I could also take in Göttingen with a less long changing time. So that's why I stayed all the way to Göttingen. Also in the end it turned out that I was traveling with the exact same train, so the train with the name Elrich, also in my next video. Here we are slowly approaching the station of Nordheim. Here you have a connection on in the direction to Hanover, for example. Some trains that are operating the South Harz Railway are also going on from Nordheim to Bodenfelde instead of Göttingen. In the regular schedule they're changing each hour, so every 2 hours there's a train to Göttingen, every 2 hours there's a train to Bodenfelde. Here we are reaching now the station of Nordheim. In the background we can see the railway line coming from Hanover. We then can go with the full speed of our train on the regular railway line with 1 stop in between in Nörten-Hardenberg, and then we are reaching Göttingen. We are also running parallel with the high-speed line Hanover-Würzburg, which is used by the ICE trains. At some point we can also see it in the background. Here we can see an ICE on that high-speed line. In the meantime we were going quite slowly because we had to wait for a train that is going to Bodenfelde as well, but coming from Göttingen. And that means that we are now also slowly approaching the station of Göttingen. Here we can see it, and this was the end of the line. Here I left the train for a lunch break, and it turned out that I then went back in the exact same train for my next video. But of course, where we will go, of course, to a different destination. So here we are in the station of Göttingen, and that means that this is it for this video. I hope it was interesting for you. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider to comment, like or share the video link. And if you want to see more videos like that, make sure to follow, and I hope to see you in my next video then.